Hello, everyone. It's Wednesday, May the 8th. We've got a bunch of stuff to go over, and I'm sorry, but I've got to go to an SBA meeting, and then I've got to go on to Del Barton, and so we're going to move quickly here, okay? Yesterday, we had some pretty nasty weather, including a confirmed tornado in Hancock County. Thank goodness that that we haven't lost anyone. We had to transport one person to the hospital and everything. We're going to continue to keep all those in our thoughts and our prayers, and we'll get through it. One way or another, we'll get through it. The school building authority today, we got a bunch of new announcements and everything, great announcements and everything. It's going to be at 12 noon, and I'm chairing the meeting, and so stay tuned. As far as public recognition, we got a lot of folks that worked for the state of West Virginia for 30 and 40 and 50 years. I'm going to probably mispronounce a name or two here, but I want to read to you those that are celebrating 50 years of service. And that's Edward Goldberg, Katie Galford, Carol Hefner, Barry Edelstein, Stanley Canzari, Larry Six, and Harriet Fitzgerald. We thank them so much. 50 years of service. You just think it is amazing, amazing. So congratulations to all and all those that have worked for us for all kinds of years, 30, 40, and these for 50. So congratulations. This week, I'm going to sign a proclamation right here, but this week is going to be our Teacher Appreciation Week, and I want to acknowledge many times over, I've said it so many different times, but just how great our teachers are in many ways. They continue to do more and more great work for us all the time. Our kids are our precious treasures, and we all know that and everything. And so, we just want to acknowledge what great work our teachers do and how much they're appreciated. So this week is National Teachers Appreciation Week and National Teacher Appreciation Day. So here we go, and we're going to sign this. And so this is our proclamation, and there you have it. So we thank you. We thank you from the bottom of our heart. God bless each and every one of you. Keep doing great work for all of our great kids. Thank you. Okay. Now let me kind of get back on track here. Okay. Today I'm declaring May Foster Care Month in West Virginia as we continue to do everything we can to protect our children and provide the best resources we possibly can for them. Dr. Pursley is going to be on later, and she'll be fielding some questions and everything in regard to DHHR. But for right now, I'm going to sign this other great proclamation here for our foster kids and the Foster Care Month, and here we go. And this is our Proclamation of Declaration. Absolutely, that we're going to stand rock solid, and we're going to try to do everything we possibly can to avoid any type of disaster that we had just recently, and on and on and on. But we don't want anybody falling through the cracks. So thank you so much, and Dr. Pursley's going to be on later. Thank you again. The Office of our Inspector General. I'm thrilled to announce that Tammy Cormelia, with our Office of Health Facility, has received a prestigious national award from the Centers of Medicaid and Medicare and everything. So, Tammy, this is a big time deal. That's all there is to it. And we couldn't be more excited for the great work that you've done, under difficult circumstances, ensuring quality and safety, and on and on and on. So you help a lot of folks. You're recognized and everything. And what a great prestigious award, a national award. So we congratulate you, Tammy, and thank you for all the great work you've done. We've got a West Virginia student who's named as a finalist for our Poetry Aloud competition. Today, I'm thrilled to congratulate Willa Payton, a St. Mary's High School senior, represented West Virginia at the 2024 Poetry Out Loud National Finals in D.C. She advanced to the final round of the competition and was ranked among the top 9 poets in the nation. I mean, gracious goodness. Willa, way to go. Very proud of you, very proud. Okay, we've got a new flight that's getting ready to crank up on May the 10th, right here at Yeager, going to Myrtle Beach. There'll be rates as low as $49 and everything, and we're excited for Breeze Airways to be continuing to do great stuff in West Virginia. It just makes things better. It's all there is to it. Brings more folks to West Virginia, gives us more opportunities and everything. People in West Virginia want to be able, if they live here, to go places and everything. Right now, we've got it. And so just another stepping stone and everything. So y'all remember that May 10th when this is going to start. Call and book your flights. It's good stuff. We just went through a Jobs and Hope graduation recap and everything. Now let me just touch on the high spots here. In fact, I don't know if I've still got my thing. I don't have it with me. Okay, but here's the deal. Jobs and Hope has now graduated 508 folks. 508. The absolute economic impact of what these people are doing is off the chart. There are thousands of people out there that have been participants in Jobs and Hope and now have found employment. I think 1,800 driver's licenses have been reinstated. 1,300 and some folks are now completely off SNAP benefits. It goes on and on and on. The annual payroll is $17.3 million. If you use a multiplier effect of 10 times that, that's $173 million that's going in our economy now rather than going the other way. The job that these folks have done in Jobs and Hope is really something. It started with a dream. We called it Jim's dream in the beginning. I've said it so many different times that the easy stuff is always the toughest stuff to find. We knew we had to have treatment, but what happened is we did treatment, and then all of a sudden people were turned loose and nowhere to go, no training, nobody following up on them and everything else, and right back, slid off the wagon. Okay, and so now, what do? We find the easy stuff. We find the solution, and then we run the play. And the solution was just this. Yeah, put some money in this. Yeah, do the treatment. But along the way, have people willing to, people there holding people's hands, following up on them, and then train them to do something. Give them the proper training. Don't train them on a pickup truck if they're going to drive a great big giant rock truck. Train them to be able to do something that when they get out and they get cleaned up from their addiction and they get out, they'll be able to go get a job. And then help them get their driver's license back. And then continue to have folks that are standing there monitoring them, following up on them and everything else. And lo and behold, what do you have? You've got real life success. Is it the answer to everything? No. But is it a big step? You're dadgum right. And what we need to do is keep absolute funding. We need to absolutely keep doing everything we're doing and running the play. Running the play of the original Jim's dream, that's Jobs and Hope, and lo and behold, it's making a real difference. And it's absolutely changing lives. And so we're really proud of these people. You know, today we had Josh McCoy and Sierra Mullins, and Josh is a heavy equipment operator now, and Sierra is on her way to being a nurse. I mean, come on. It is amazing stuff. Amazing, amazing stuff. Good stuff. Yesterday, I was at James Monroe with Kathy, and we gave away or brought another dog into the school, and this was a golden retriever, 12 months old, you know, just a beautiful dog. You know, at James Monroe, the James Monroe mascot are Mavericks. Its name is Maverick. It is absolutely just fitting beyond belief, and it's the 28th therapy dog that has been placed into the schools, and we all know what great work these dogs are doing, how well trained they are, and how disciplined, and just how comforting, and their Maverick is with baby dog, and their buddies now too, and so all good stuff, and you know, it's just a great day at James Monroe, and the other thing I want to tell you is just this: we took time to do this, but Kathy told me as we were driving out, she said at all the schools, you know, where Communities in Schools is now, they have a room, and in that room they have just needs that kids may have, whether it be clothes or, you know, just average everyday things that they need in their lives and everything from whatever it may be, you know, and so you said at James Monroe, their room is amazing. And, you know, you ought to, if you got time, run around there with me and let's go look. And so there we are. And we're with a lady that just is doing phenomenal work, and right there at James Monroe. Now, if you'll look around, you know what you'll see? You'll see jeans, and you'll see prom dresses, you'll see T-shirts, you'll see toiletries. I mean, you'll see so many different things. You'll see, you know, what she's holding there, you know, her name is Rebecca or Becky Johnson. And she was a coach. A long time ago, she coached in Alaska. And she just went back to Alaska because one of her graduates was receiving a great big honor and everything. She just went back just for that. But now think about this. What she's holding in her hands there just a second ago, she's holding stuff that as kids are leaving for the weekend, she has in her right hand there, you can see the little plastic bag. She just took this out, and there's still stuff in the plastic bag. But all this is some kind of little bit of snacks or food for the weekend. I mean, God, it's almighty. It just rips your guts out to just think, you know, that we got kids that really need food to get through the weekend. And all the great stuff that she's doing there, and it's all Communities in Schools. You know, it's just helping kids and making things better. I've told you 1,000 times, and I mean it from the very bottom of my heart, there is no program that I've seen, and I'm in the schools a lot, there's no program that I've seen that is working like this. I mean, it's really something. And so, you know, from Rebecca or Becky Johnson and all the great work she's doing, to all the good stuff, and there's the prom dresses there. Heaven to Betsy, you know, this changes lives, and this is really and truly what we ought to be all about. So we thank Kathy for the initiative and the program and everything, but all those that are involved, thank you so much, and just keep doing good stuff, please. We've got a Juneteenth celebration that's coming up. I've encouraged the vendors and the performers and the artists all across the state to apply and participate. Applications are due on May the 31st, you know, so please get out and make this a reality and everything. Make it a day of celebration that it should be in every way. So please step up. You know, next Tuesday is the day in which we vote. You know, early voting continues to go on through May the 11th. I encourage you, please, exercise your right. Exercise your right in this great country, this great state. Vote. Get out and vote. I mean, it take just a second. It'll make you feel good. It'll touch your heart. And, you know, a lot of politicians I know are driving us all crazy. Some of these ads on TV, you know, have just gotten completely out of control. And I don't like them and everything. But at the same time, exercise your right. Get out and vote. You know, please do that. Early voting ends on May the 11th, and then you can go to the polls next Tuesday. And like I said, exercise the right that we have in this great country. Okay. Before our questions, the last thing I've got on my list is a Mother's Day message. You know, I just think about all the situations that are around us. I think about a kid that I coached, you know, for a long time, you know, on my basketball team. And his mom, we just lost, you know, in a tragic drug situation. We know that all the pouring of all these bad drugs across our border is a real issue. I know the value of moms. You know, there was lots of times in my life growing up, my mom was pretty doggone tough, and she had to be. And so I miss her like you can't imagine. I miss my grandmothers. You know, I called my grandmother Mamaw, and you know, and you know, she was really a big part of my life. You know, our moms are always there, and they've always been there for all of us. Absolutely take time to really celebrate this really precious day. Mother's Day is right around the corner. And so, you know, give thanks to those that have passed on, but absolutely give big, giant hugs to those that are with us. So we thank you in every way. And I think about Kathy and Jay and Jill. And I think about these beautiful grandkids that we have. And what a real blessing. So God bless all of our moms. And I hope you have a wonderful Sunday. And that's all I've got for right now.
All right, thank you, Governor. Let's now turn to questions from members of the media. Our first question today is from Charles Young with WV News.
Hi, this is Charles Young with WV News. Governor, I wanted to ask again if we are any closer to determining when our special session will be. You know, we're about 10 days, a little more than 10 days away from our interim meetings. Is that your anticipation to have them coincide? Thank you.
Charles, we're naturally, we're closer. Everybody's running in 50,000 different directions, you know, with the election right around the corner and everything. And so we'll make that decision. We'll make a decision, you know, in the first days of next week and everything. But Charles, you know, I'm really hopeful that we can get it in May. That's for sure.
All right, thank you, Charles. Let's now turn to Randy Yohe with West Virginia Public Broadcasting.
Thanks. This is Randy Yohe with West Virginia Public Broadcasting. Just wanted to say that this will be my last administration briefing as State House reporter. I'm going to retire from this position next week, and you'll still see me down the line, maybe at some part-time work. But I wanted to thank Press Secretary C.J. Harvey for always answering my calls, emails, and texts. And I want to thank my colleagues, Brad and Stephen and Mark and Leah and Lori and Amelia for helping me along the way. And Governor, I want to thank you for this witty repartee and for not Xing me out of these when I called you out for time management. Let me follow up on Charles' question. And what are some of the tidbits that we're going to see on this special session. You've committed to Medicaid and child care. Give me 4 or 5 others on your laundry list, sir.
The bottom line, Randy, first of all, let me congratulate you. You know, you've always got a great big smile on your face, and you're an upbeat guy. I think you've been really fair, and really, I hope you think I've been the same, and we've been gentlemen in the way we've addressed one another, and I think that's the way it should always be. I mean, there's times, you know, that I thought, well, what in the world is Randy, you know, saying this and that to me about and everything? But at the same time, that's your job, and I welcome it. And so with all that being said, I congratulate you, and Randy, the thing I would say to you is just this. I mean, I don't know why we did this. You know, I was with people the other day at Parkersburg, and these were, you know, people with you know, that had gotten IDD waivers, and they were really concerned about what was going to happen, and you know, and a lot of situations they had kids with them that were, you know, having a tough go, and literally, we didn't have to do this, but we stripped money out of the budget that was in my budget that really and truly was there to help, you know, the IDD folks or you know, whether it be Medicaid. You know, we absolutely had, there's so many people that are in need in this state, and we just strip money out of it, and we'll put it back for sure. You know, there's no question the legislature won't go out of the special session. No way. They haven't got enough guts to do it in any way. Absolutely, they'll never go out of the special session without putting the money back. But why? Why in the world did we do this? Because all we've done is created a bunch of anxiety to people that didn't deserve it. That's all there is to it. And I don't understand stuff like this. I don't understand these tricks. And an awful lot of this falls right back in the lap of the finance chair on the Senate side that ran up and down the halls, you know, preaching the sky's falling. And then he got enough to follow him and everything, that the sky's falling and everything, and there's going to be this unbelievable clawback, you know, and we're going to have to send, you know, $350 million back to the federal government in education and all of a sudden we kept saying, what is this about? What in the world is all this about? The sky's not falling. We know what's going on here. And lo and behold, the sky didn't fall, did it? And so now all we've done is bring a tremendous amount of anxiety and issues to those that are absolutely hurting the most. I don't get it. And I hope to goodness we'll never, ever do this again. You know, I won't be here. But absolutely these kind of antics are ridiculous. Now, we have 60 days to get a budget, and it ought to be the number one thing that we do. Now, everybody please remember, on the 60th day, we didn't have a budget, and we were up there talking about raw milk. We did not have a budget after 60 days, and we're up there arguing about raw milk. We're better than that. And I'm not going to be your governor, but I am here to tell you we don't need that to go on. That's all there is to it. I'm here for the people, and that's what I've been from day one. I don't want anything. I never have wanted anything. I'm here for Toby and Edith out there, and Toby and Edith don't need that. That's all there is to it. Anyway, Randy, thank you. Congratulations. You've always been fair. You know, the number one thing that I want to see is just this. I want to see that we take care of our kids, we take care of our seniors, we take care of our vets, we absolutely take care of issues like like, you know, child care and everything, to where we can bring more and more and more folks that are coming into this state and everything that need us to step up. We're doing all the other stuff. Somebody absolutely just wake up to the fact that we didn't create these incredible surpluses, first and foremost, the thanks to God above. But they didn't just get created by falling off the pickle truck. I mean, we absolutely know what we're doing here, and we've got a lot of great people that are inputting great information and everything, and we delivered the greatest tax cuts in the history of this state and still have an incredible surpluses. We need to do the right stuff, Randy. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you, Randy, and congratulations on your retirement. Next up is Leah Willingham with the AP.
Hey, Governor, and congratulations to Randy on all of his hard work. Governor, you're a supporter and a friend of former President Trump. He endorsed you in the Senate race. You guys agree on a lot of things, but on the few occasions where you have disagreed, you haven't been afraid to disagree with him publicly. It's 2024 now, and he says that he remains convinced and concerned that the 2020 election was stolen. Do you agree with him? And do you think that Biden won that election legitimately?
What does it matter? I mean, what in the world does it matter? All that matters, you know, in growing up, you know, of course, I listen to my dad so much, it's unbelievable, and I remember everything he's told me. But Dad said over and over to me, because at one time, believe it or not, I was skinny and had brown hair, and I was a pretty hotty-toddy golfer. And I was getting recruited by people to, you know, go play college golf and all this stuff and everything. And Dad you know, I was playing in golf tournaments all across the country and everything, all that. But Dad would tell me, son, the only shot in golf that matters is the next shot. You know, if you made a hole-in-one with your last shot, well, so what? Or if you hit your last shot in the middle of the swamp or the middle of the lake, it's gone. It doesn't matter now. It doesn't matter at all now. All that matters with President Trump, with me, is one thing and one thing alone. I want him to be our next president. I think he will be our next president. Absolutely. We got to stop the craziness that's going on right now in every way. It is the only reason that I ran for the Senate, to some way, somehow flip the Senate back into Republican hands. This is craziness what's going on right now. We all know it's craziness and everything. But from President Trump's standpoint, you see him going into a courtroom every day, and for crying out loud, you know, it's all a political everything. Everything is politically driven, and it's a shame. It's a shame, really and truly. This is our president. This was the president of the United States. You know, sure, he makes mistakes. We all make plenty of mistakes, but he did a great job, and I hope and pray he's going to be our president in not very long.
All right, thank you, Leah. Let's now take a question from Curtis Johnson with WSAZ.
Good, happy day, Governor. I wanted to chat with you about the Boone County neglect case. It's been about 2 weeks since we last talked about the death of a 14-year-old girl in Boone County. That is when you told me that CPS, quote, had no idea about this child, no idea whatsoever. Since then, your agency has refused to verify that statement. And I'm not sure if you saw my story on Monday, but we reported federal law requires that West Virginia publicly disclose information on child neglect fatalities, including any prior history CPS had with the child. So 2 questions, and they're really both directed for you, and I'd appreciate your answer on each of them. First, do you stand by what you said 2 weeks ago, that CPS had no idea about this child, no idea whatsoever? And second, given that state and federal law requires public disclosure of case-specific information in child neglect fatalities, will you direct Department of Human Services to follow the law and turn over those records?
Curtis, I don't dodge any questions. First of all, I would tell you what I told you 2 weeks ago to the very best of all the abilities that I have in me was 100% accurate. Will I stand behind what was said 2 weeks ago now that I know the information that I know today? No way. We've got Secretary Pursley that's on, and I think, she'll give you a more direct answer, but what we had happen, and it shouldn't have happened. We've got basically attorneys that are with DHHR, and they screw it up. And then when they give us information, then we've got to act on the information that they give us, and that's exactly what I told you that we would do. Now, Curtis, the second part of your question is, please come back and tell me the second part of your question.
Given our reporting that state and federal law require public disclosure of case-specific information in child neglect fatalities, will you direct the Department of Human Services to follow the law and turn over those records?
Curtis, here's what I'll do. I'll absolutely direct them to follow the law, without any question. Now, do I know every intricacy of the law? No. But will I direct them to follow the law? Absolutely. Am I disappointed that the information that they gave me, that I gave you, was in error? You're doggone right and everything. But absolutely, they should follow the law. And now, if Secretary Pursley will come on, she can maybe clarify a little bit more.
Thank you, Governor, and thank you, Curtis, for the question. I did want to just review our response. Basically, is that our lawyers have traditionally interpreted the state and federal statutes as us not being allowed to disclose any information except to very limited groups. And that information is for those groups to be able to do their duty related to prevention of child abuse and neglect. And we advise the governor as such, and we take full responsibility for that. We are now and have been looking at other state laws that allow other states to disclose public information in different ways than we do. I will also say, and Curtis, you brought up the federal regulations, our interpretation of fulfilling the federal requirement about reporting fatalities has been that our critical incident report that we provide annually fulfills that federal requirement. That report, which we referred you to, Curtis, in our FOIA response to you, is posted on the Bureau for Social Services website. It's posted annually and provides a full review of any child-related fatalities that occur and fulfills the state requirements. That report, of course, has not been reported on in the media, and we would just encourage everyone who wants to have information about child fatalities in the state to look at that report, and that information is contained there. But we are undertaking a review of other state statutes, and we will work with our partners here in the governor's office and the legislature in making any changes that could allow for additional disclosures.
All right, thank you, Curtis. Let's now turn to Brad McElhaney with West Virginia Metro News.
Hi, Governor. Hi, everybody. Congratulations to Randy on a career well spent. It's been fun working with you. Governor, it's election time next week. Joe Manchin famously said of the U.S. Senate, "This place sucks." If you win the vote next week and then again in the fall, do you intend to serve out a full 6-year term? Thank you.
I surely hope so, Brad. At the end of the day, and maybe another 6 and maybe another 6, but I sure hope and pray so. I feel great. And I've got a lot of energy in what I do, and so I surely hope and pray the good Lord gives me life and good health for a long time to come. But we sure do need a lot of things up there. We need new ideas. We need, Brad, and I'm not tooting my horn in any way, but when I came into this job, a lot of people thought, well, Justice is not working this job really hard and everything, and it's because it was just that my style, my delivery, my things were just different. I'm not a bureaucrat. I'm not a politician. Please, anyone argue with our successes. It's hard to do, isn't it? What's happened in these 2 terms is amazing beyond belief. And I'm not patting myself on the back, I'm patting on the back all of us that pulled the rope together, and look what we've done. Look what we've done with a guy that walked in the door with a lot of great big ideas, with a guy with a folksy presentation and everything, and lo and behold, look what we did. I hope to be able to go to D.C. and shake up the world. Will I for sure be able to do that? Well, who knows? But I'm sure not going to just, ride along. You see, just having the title and having somebody pat me on the back, that's of no interest to me. All I want to do is goodness for Toby and Edith. And I've said it 1,000 million times. I said over and over, you don't have to do anything for me. I don't want anything. And now in all that, what did we do? What did we do? We shook up the world in West Virginia. We became the place in worldwide travel magazines that said West Virginia is the place to go. Are you kidding me? West Virginia? Absolutely. And look what has happened. Look what has happened all around us. Tax cuts, roads being fixed, diversification of our economy, tourism exploding. It didn't all happen by an accident. It happened because somebody had a dream, and then somebody empowered all of us to pull the rope together. We did shake up the world, West Virginia, and I truly believe that I can absolutely bring, and I hope and pray I can, maybe a little bit of that folksiness and reason to the federal government, because really and truly, what is going on today is nothing but an 18-karat dog's mess. You see absolutely everybody fighting amongst themselves, a 7% approval rating of Congress. How in the world could we possibly think that's going good? There's so many things that need to be done, whether it be really just stepping back and bringing some dignity in a lot of ways to the fact that we are gentlemen and we are ladies, and we should respect one another's views and everything. Should we absolutely not understand that this nation needs an energy policy? Should we not become the Saudi Arabia of the world? Why should we have a $34 trillion deficit? There's so many whys, and they are not that hard. But we absolutely have just keep them entangled to where we can't do anything. And if you think today the Biden administration is on the right track, I say you're completely crazy. Look what's happening at our southern border. Look at the crime. Look absolutely with inflation. Absolutely look what we're doing with energy. Look what we're doing all over the place with our allies, and wars cropping up all over the place. I mean, do you really believe that this country's on the right path? And with all in me, I would tell you just this. There's nothing that excites me about going to D.C. I'll have to do it in my style. It'll be different. It'll be really different. But with all that being said, I'll stand by my deeds. I absolutely will stand exactly by my deeds. And D.C. needs something really different. So, Brad, it'll be different for me, and it'll be a challenge and everything, but But it was really different when I walked in the door here. I stood up in the first state of the state and said, we got to change our image. I stood up in this first state of the state with whiteboards everywhere and sweat running off of me all over the place. It was so hot in there, and I was bouncing here and there and trying to do the best I possibly could do. But, and a lot of people looked at me and said, there is no possibility. There is no way under the sun that we're going to pass a road bond referendum that is absolutely going to be 5 times bigger than anything we've ever done in the state of West Virginia. There is no way. And then we saw the power, didn't we? Didn't we see the power? 73% of the people said, I'm with Jim. And from that day, we've gone through different gyrations to incredible tax breaks, to thank God, shutting down this Amendment 2 nonsense that would have destroyed our counties all the way across every board. We have absolutely seen the new cores and everybody else under the sun coming, and the travel guide that I just mentioned already. Everybody said there was no way. Everybody said no way. And look where we are. We're about to close this year out with something that's going to approach an $800 million surplus. Last year it was $1.8 billion. We gave $750 million back to the people forever. It's been a good ride. It's been folksy, hasn't it, Brad? It's been a lot of situations to where I'm not spending every night at the mansion or sitting in this office and everything, patting myself on the back everywhere you turn. I'm with the people. We turned the power of the people on everybody. We turned the power of the people on the legislature and on everybody. We said, Toby and Edith, you have your power on me. You have your power on the legislature. Show them, Toby. Show them, Edith. Look what we did. We shook up the world. I'll never forget Muhammad Ali when he knocked out Sonny Liston. And nobody said he had a chance. And he absolutely jumped up and said, I shook up the world. Well, that's the only reason I'm going to D.C. I want to shake up the world because I truly believe that God gave me the ability to get things done. And that's what I want to do.
All right, thank you, Brad. Governor, back to you.
No, I've said enough for one day. Let's keep this thing going. I'm headed to the SBA, and then I'm off to a bathhouse in Del Barton. So God bless each and every one of you. Thank you.